So the Melbourne Holocaust Museum occupied the traditional land of the Bunurong and the Wurundjeri peoples. The building is located within the council's Elstonleigh Cultural Precinct, part of which will soon involve the transformation of Selwyn Street with a pedestrianised public space. The project has undergone a lengthy funding, design and approvals process before starting construction in 2020, with the open to the public in this year. Since project inception, we have considered the position of the MHM in the context of international approaches. For instance, Studio Leedsman's Jewish Museum Berlin is remarkable for its foreboding presence and the experiential unease that it evokes, which is intensified by its physical location journey. But what does it mean to build a Holocaust museum in an Australian context? We decided that the appropriate response here is to provide a humane building that enables the survivors, their descendants, and the museum content to speak of the unspeakable rather than the architects or architecture. The Holocaust Museum holds a union of opposites: grief and faith, loss and hope, adversity and survival, solitude and fellowship. The architecture articulates these tensions between opposites in the creation of spatial ones: impression and relief, silence and vitality, openness and concealment. Mass is dissolved to let in the light. The materiality of the museum facade is clay bricks and glass bricks woven together. This presents as another meeting of opposites: strong and gentle, robust and delicate, opaque and open. We deliberately avoided a facade that reads as a war bunker. Instead, veil-like, the building facade holds both security and visibility intention. The facade provides passerby with glimpses of heritage, trees, and light. Central to the mission of the MHM is illumination through education, to shed light on history. Clay and glass gradate from a resilient and secure ground floor to a top-level facade, where those engaging with traumatic history daily are provided with the most access to light and views. Functions are mapped on the facade, expressed by their need or not for natural light. Clay and glass interweave across the building phase. There is a nice association here between the museum facade and the tapestries of Annie Albers, who was at the Bauhaus until it was closed by the Nazis in 1933. Kristallnacht, Night of Broken Glass, is when the fragility of glazed facade became synonymous with the pogrom itself. Can or should architecture be deployed to speak of the Holocaust? For many, the Holocaust remains outside of representation. We have considered associations but have left them subtle, pluralistic, and open-ended. Beautiful tapestries and traumatic destruction, fragility and resilience all coexist. The museum interior provides a series of reconnections back to the suburban landscape, the weather, light, and sky. Mirrors, windows, and skylights bring people back from the trauma landscapes of Europe to their local situation. Views and natural light provide physical orientation in response to the emotional disorientation caused by the museum content. The MHM is a place for remembering the past and imagining the future. A small birch forest has been planted as a gesture towards life and the cycle of the season. Birch trees lent their name to the Auschwitz-Birkenau plant, and as such, they here may represent both life and death. Miro has been deployed throughout the interior as another material of contradictions. It is used to reflect the sky and surrounding neighbourhood deep into the interior. They disorientate spatially while simultaneously reconnecting visitors with the sun and clouds. They confront building visitors with their own reflection and the unexpected reflection of love.
The Jewish Holocaust Museum was founded by survivors in 1984 and the heritage building to the south and further expanded in 1999 with an addition by SGD architects. Built in 1918, the Leo Fink House is of moderate contribution to the heritage overload of the Eastern precinct. Almost 4 decades ago, a new layer of cultural significance was added to the building, with its transformation into the institution it still houses today. The success of the museum over so many years is a testament to the incredible effort of the hundreds of Holocaust survivors who voluntarily gave so much time to ensure their message would be heard. Their legacy lives on every corner of the museum. The role of the museum as a cultural repository is reinforced by embedding the original heritage building within its new facade and treating it as an important artifact of the museum. Integrated with the brickwork facade of the new building, it raises inseparable from and essential to the museum's cultural heritage. Linking the past and the future, the old and new facade come together to present a strong civic form to the street. The distinctive corner turret of the early building remains a defining feature of the streetscape. Internally, its significance is reinforced through its transformation into a dramatic three-story light well that illuminates a memorial space, arguably the symbolic heart of the museum, in which lives lost during the Holocaust are remembered. At night, the top corner of the turret illuminates from within and shines as a beacon of hope. The new five-story facility accommodates a complex program, all integral to the function of the museum. At ground floor, the entry opens into a foyer with clear view through to the memorial garden at the back, the library and research center behind the existing facade, and two auditoriums. The circulation spine is repeated on the basement and also on all levels. It provides views and clarity of circulation. Here we have mostly educational space. On level 1, the two museums on the side of the spine and the birch forest to the east, the memorial behind the heritage facade. On level 2, the Children's Museum to the south, educational and multi-purpose space to the north. And on level 2, mostly admin and staff spaces. Both connect vertically and also view to outside. A walk around in the Quadron Street Christian complex. The entry with clear view to the entry. The entry foyer with view to the memorial garden. Inside the warm palette of material of timber, making visitors receptive to learn. The memorial garden at the back with the sculpture from Andrew Rogers. The new library space with a new big opening to the heritage facade and the existing stained glass window restated. Museum entry.